one. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race XL 2021, which just so happens to be the third day in a row that we've been broadcasting GTR cars in Live for Speed on our Twitch channel. Welcome along. Today we are driving the XRR at Aston Grand Prix in Live for Speed, and tonight I'm joined by the same crew that we had for RTFR last week. I'm joined by Eoin, Harmon and Zdravko Topolnjak. Good afternoon, gents.
Good evening to you, Pete, and hi audience. What's the crack, witches?
We're up for a pretty interesting race today. Zdravko, do you want to talk us through what the drivers have got in store today?
Yeah, well, I was just looking at the drivers. I think that many of them will have quite a bit of experience with this kind of car on this kind of track, because we raced GT2 challenge on a very similar track, and many of the drivers are driving this again. So yeah, I'm expecting a nice clean race with quite a bit of racing going on.
Well, there is going to be plenty of racing going on. We're round 3 of this championship, AS5 tonight, a formidable track, especially in the GTR cars, guys. And yeah, we've got 29 laps of racing coming up around this 8.8 kilometer, 5.5 mile track. Qualifying has been underway for around about 53 minutes. We're going to be showing you the last 7-ish minutes of that session. And yeah, 29 laps beginning at 19:10. So this track, guys, what are we looking out for? It's such a quick car, the GT1 class, and yeah, what sort of lap times are we looking for?
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at it, and low 2:38 looks to be pole position time for now. But the field is quite spread. For now, we have 39 drivers setting a lap time, and yeah, I think that even guys with 2:42 will get into the race.
Well, talking about getting into the race, I think it's just about time to go to the track. So let's do that. Jordan Lavrikov, who is a name familiar to those who watched Sunday's GT2 Challenge broadcast, has just been displaced by Rony. That was good timing.
Curse the commentator. Didn't even get to finish your curse. It was already done. Yeah, well done to Yanni there.
Yeah, I've been nicely proven wrong that low 38 will be enough.
Yeah, and someone who will be wanting to make up for the errors yesterday, William Lima, who qualified well for GTR Monday yesterday. He is currently P3 in this session, and let's hope he fares better in the actual race today than he did yesterday. He currently sits P3. His teammate Victor Veloso, who equally had a bit of a wobble yesterday, is in P5 in Rony's Tuesday Fun Race XL round 3. With 5 minutes left on the clock, we have a stunning 39 cars who have already set qualifying times. No one is at risk of being dropped out yet, but who knows? We've got 5 minutes left. There might be a battle for the last place and qualifying into the race. But yeah, great to see such a huge turnout yet again for Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Yeah, who's looking quick? Who have we got to look out for in kind of the top 10? Who do you reckon is going to put in a display today?
For me, Pete, Unite would be
exactly the man on screen
contender. He's on a bit of a winning streak at the minute. Unfortunately, I think he's planning a last-minute dash for the qualifying. And Mandula is just outside the top 10. You never know with him. And Ricardo's only 6, so I know it's only with team size. You do expect the best of the best with them. So we'll see if he has the route to front row start, maybe even on the second.
Seems as though most of the top runners are currently sat in pit lane, just assessing the situation, trying to work out what's going on. Yanni Catilla there with an absolutely stunning lap time, half a second nearly ahead of anyone else, 4/10 ahead of Jordan Lavrikov.
Yeah, but you know what I find weird? I find weird that Mr. Lagukas is only in 16th place for now. I'm sure he has more pace than that in his car. He showed that on the Sunday.
Yeah, we expect to see him putting in a more representative lap at the end of this session. He just needs to get one together. Just thinking back to the final lap of GT2 Challenge on Sunday, where he went 2 wheels through the final chicane. That was interesting. But yeah, he had absolutely stunning pace at the weekend around AS6. We're running AS5 here today, so there's an extra large corner at the beginning. I can't imagine that is the reason that he hasn't put a good lap in. But yeah, P16 for Sunday's race winner. As we watch Mega come across the line. Sorry, Zdravko.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, he said that he had it completely under control on that last turn.
I can't imagine that was total truth, but sure, I can't say I'm better than him, so proof is in the pudding. I came 30th.
Yeah, I guess.
Go on.
I guess we both learned the parts of this track enough to be wiser to commentate this round.
Yeah, certainly that's a good point, Zdravko. If I was driving today, I would warn the drivers about getting tires on you, or getting dirt on your tires at turns 8 and 9, because then that means turn 10 is very, very treacherous on high fuel, as I will certainly recall on Sunday. Nearly made a terrible crash, but I survived.
Great to see so many returning drivers. I mean, we've seen very basically the same set of drivers in and amongst the action over the weekend and yesterday. Another car from yesterday's action, Gemini. He had a pretty poor start in GTR M yesterday, but managed to recover to P2 in the end. So yeah, he'll be looking to repeat that success today. We spoke earlier about Genar Unite. He has had a run of success recently when he's not crashing into track furniture. He's on form right now, Eoin.
Yeah, absolutely. His ability to be able to put messages in the chat and still be able to drive at electric pace, it certainly blows my mind.
Yeah, you say that. He was taunting the drivers yesterday and then binned it at P8.
Yeah.
At turn 8 at Kyoto, and then still managed to win somehow. So yeah, maybe less taunting this today, Nico.
Yeah.
He's got his work cut out. He's got 3 very fast drivers ahead of him right now.
Yeah, that's going to be the trick, all right. But he'll be starting on the outside row, on the outside of row 2, as things stand with 1:10 to go. Ricciardo and Veloso behind shouldn't be taken for granted either. So yeah, I'd say taunting would be the last thing on his mind.
Yeah, speaking of fast drivers, Lagutskas has not improved his time so far, and there's a minute left in the session. So if he's not out on the lap at the moment, then it looks like he's going to be qualifying all the way down the order. I wonder if he's going to be even taking the start at this rate.
Just started the line lap now, Pete.
There we go. So good. Lagutskas trying to put in one last-ditch attempt to try and get up the grid. And speaking of the grid, we have 40 cars in the session now. So 40 times on the board. I think there's everybody who is in the server now, I think, has set a lap time. So it looks like we have a full complement of cars for the grid. I want to mention that there is a road appraiser driver inside the top 10 at the moment, but not one who we've seen over the last couple of days. Rick98, who is a name familiar to some of you if you've been watching RTFR this year. He is currently the best placed road appraiser driver as we watch Talha for MRC. He's currently P27. MRC Gemini is currently holding up the MRC honours in P9. So the clock has hit 0, and Mies will be the final car across the line. And where is Lagutskas on his lap? We are watching Rick Cardle coming through the middle sector. Rick Cardle is currently P number 6. We will go down the actual championship order after this session to bring you up to speed with where everybody is. You would have expected Rick to be slightly higher up maybe on the grid. He likes to qualify this car on the front row in RTFR. So yeah, let's see what he can manage on his last ditch attempt. He's currently P6 with a 2:39.04 and some 1.25 seconds away from Yoni Katila's time. I mean, I know it's a long lap, guys, but that's quite a void, right?
Yeah, we need a sort of Duckworth-Lewis method for motorsports, depending on how long the track is and how close they should be in theory. Like, if you think a second of a deficit is long, it's probably not so bad, but I'd say you would be disappointed.
Yeah,
I see
Ricciardo-
Lagukas didn't finish his lap. He
No.
pitted, so he probably made a mistake.
Yeah, and he's dropped down a position. And Ricciardo lost it. He lost it out of the final chicane, so he won't improve either. So that final chicane really is proving tricky to quite a few drivers here today. Yes, so I think that's it. I think Mies, as I mentioned, was the final car on the lap. He's on screen right now. He's currently on the bubble as well. He's P40, so unless anybody else crosses the line before him, he will probably be propping up the grid. But this is our final driver that we're waiting for before we can give you the full rundown as their Asker improves to P14.
I think he had a dance with the gravel in the middle of sector 2 there, and that's going to surely cost him his chance to improve the time.
Yeah, he's some 10 seconds off the pace of Yoni Katila at the moment, but yeah, he will still be allowed to start the race as long as no one else beats his time. I don't think anyone else has yet to cross the line. So the final corner for Mies, here he goes. Did a better job of the chicane than Ricciardo, and he'll head towards the line now. We will be able to give you the full rundown of the order for Rony Tuesday Fun Race Extra Large Round 3 of 2021. So here we go then. Qualifying results for RTFR XL 2021, the 51st Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Qualifying order is as follows. World Class Lines, Yoni Katila with a great advantage over Jordan Lavrikov. He's the only driver inside the 37s. William Lima for Energy Virtual Racing will be alongside Genuine Racing's Unite on the second row. Victor Veloso on the third row with Rick Cardle. Fadas and Rick98 for Roda Preza on the fourth row. Gemini and Abe in row 5. Mandula, Rando, Sabot, Asker, Yaroslav Donolik, Michael Malik, Twin Cam, Lagutskas, Yarik Tiller, and Fragmasters Onifus round out the top 20. On the second page of results, we have Zadoris and Rony, the two race green teammates, just outside the top 20. Simjintas and Redbot on the in 23rd and 24th. Then it's Timu Soini and Talha in P25-26. Ona and Iron Donny, Fire Exter, Gabor, Magic, Lorenzo, Mega, Classic and Red, Math 55, Thamuli, Alessio Ramito, Dario and Mies round out the 40 qualifiers for RTFR. A nice round number, and no one gets dropped out this time, guys.
Yeah, as I saw it, I think that Pitland Racer got dropped out because he had.
Did he actually set a lap
slide.
time? Did he set a lap?
Yes, he did. He did, but very slow, like 3 minutes. But I think that
there we go.
yeah,
There are two drivers, in fact. Thank you for pointing that out, number. Who, didn't make the cut. Pitlane Racer and Giacomo Reversi. Sorry about that.
yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that MRC Dario will not race, so there is one more place for Giacomo Reversi.
Rightio. Well, anyway, there we go. There are a couple of minutes, 6 minutes left, in fact, before the start of this race. So yeah, it doesn't look like Dario is going to be taking the grid. So at least one of those drivers will be allowed to take his place. It depends if the Alma teammate is still around. Otherwise, Pitlane Racer will get to start at the back of the grid. All right, so just before we get going for 29 laps around Aston Grand Prix in the XRR, which is going to be amazing with this many cars thundering down to the Parabolica on turn 1, we've just got enough time to give a couple of announcements about what's coming up on the channel over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, we have round number 2 of the Scottish Motor Racing Club's Esports Racing Spring Cup in iRacing at Charlotte Roval. We hope you can join us for that. We'll be here at 8 o'clock UTC on the Sim Broadcasts Twitch channel, as well as the SMRC Facebook page and YouTube. Can't wait for that. That's going to be great. Then on the well, in a couple of weeks' time, we have the return of the GT2 Challenge for their 6-hour post-season non-championship endurance race at West Hill International. It's going to be a bit of a social affair. We love our endurance racing here on the channel. We hope you can join us for that. We're expecting a load of teams to be competing at that one, and it's going to be good fun. There should be a nice complement of commentators in the booth throughout the race. Plenty of driver interviews, plenty of fun just to wind down after what's been an amazing season of GT2 Challenge. And speaking of GT2s and GT1s, it really is a popular car at the moment in Live for Speed, isn't it, Eoin?
Certainly is. We've got the variety. There's something for everyone in GTs. So in this case, we have XRRs to look forward to. But it's definitely the kind of flavor of the month, and it's great to see.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different cars in Live for Speed, but we tend to kind of get the same sorts of races bunched together at the moment. I think the other month we had basically every single series we were covering week to week was kind of choosing the same sorts of tracks. At the moment, GTRs are the hot topic, so plenty of popularity among them at the moment, and we should be in for an absolutely excellent race this evening. With 40 cars again marching around. I think this will be a record for this track. I think we have some stats, Eoin, from our man with the calculator, Thilo Falkenberg, who has provided us with some trivia for this round.
Correct, Pete.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I've got it on front of me here now. So just some basic facts. Today's combo is a repeat of the 19th RTFR XL. We had Average Joe emerge victorious there with 16 starters and 14 finishers, so there'll be a new champion and a massive average boost there. RTFR XL has raced 11 times at Aston, and the last time was the AS7 combination with FXR cars. That was won by Botsy with a 100% finish rate with 14 out of 14. And our car...
If I'm not mistaken, just before you read out the last stat, Average Joe is actually Legutskas. It's his alter ego.
Oh, I beg your pardon, yes.
As far as I know. So he is here again today, and he's going to try and make it 2 from 2. So
yeah, under a different pseudonym today, or one I wasn't aware of yet. My bad. As for our car, the XRR has been run once before in RTFR XL. That was, of course, the repeat combo. And it's been the 9th GTR style race in RTFR XL, and it was again Sidus Botsy with a win there in the 47th at South City.
Excellent trivia there provided by Thilo Falkenberg, who is always behind the scenes providing our excellent trivia. And it has to be said that Rony does keep some absolutely excellent stats for his series, and we're now hearing that Average Joe is not in fact Legutskas, so I was wrong and you were right, Eoin. So goodness.
Well, of all the nicknames you could give yourself, like Average Joe, you're asking for patent. You're not going to get a patent pending for that.
No, I'll have to work out who it is. I think it's one of the LLM guys. It might even be Lavrakov who's got second place in qualifying. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's forget that the last 2 minutes happened and look forward to this race. Zdravko, 1 minute to go for the grid. Talk us through what's going through people's minds down into turn 1 at a track like AS5.
Well, hopefully, I think what are they thinking is that they should avoid going 4-car wide into turn 1. And they should be mindful of dirty air, because on this turn 1, if you catch a dirty air, even in this car, you will have big problems if you go wide. I just hope that everybody is a bit sensible, everybody has on their mind that it's a long race and it can be won on the first turn, but it definitely can be lost on the first turn.
Wise words from the newcomer to the Sim Broadcast commentary box. You commentated for us during RTFR. How are you enjoying it so far? Are you looking forward to more of the action from RTFR?
Definitely looking forward for more action. I'm liking it a lot.
Good. Well, I hope you enjoyed today, because we are at the time of the broadcast where we have to go to the track, and let's go racing indeed. There you can see the world-class Lions livery of Yoni Katila alongside Last Lap Motorsports Jordan Lavrikov. Take us away for the start, Eoin.
Gladly, Pete and Zdravko. Here we are. The red lights will illuminate momentarily. Everyone is celebrating in the chat. So best of luck to our 40 competitors. Here we go. 1 and 2 and go. Brilliant start, Lavrikov, but Katila will hold the inside line for turn 1. Will Lima is going to be behind.
United got a good start.
Yes, very much good spot. But I'd say Lima's got the inside line, but it's actually Lavrikov into the lead. An excellent change in the gears, but Katila has the slipstream. Here we go, braking now for the Parabolica.
And
a little bit of trouble behind Veloso. Lima's skidding.
Fedis lost it. Fedis lost it. Yep,
Yeah,
under the
Car's a
air.
Toyota.
That's beached. That is beached. Yeah, it's really close between the
He's
top
put
two.
it into the reverse. I think he will get out. Yeah, he got out. He got out. Nice job by him.
That's great news. Trouble for Team Soini. He got a bad getaway heading down to turn number 3 and 4. Now we've got a pile up at the first hairpin.
There's a
That's
big
claimed
crash.
10
There's a big
cars.
crash.
That's a huge pile up. Ayub is going to be disappointed. He was in the top 12.
Everyone's come to a complete stop, and Beggar's in trouble. He's in the barrier, so we've got another MRC trouble fest here.
Also Michael. Michael has a bit of a damage. He went wide into the wall.
Michael Malik being unlucky. Unite's got through on William Lima, and I have to say that Unite has opted for the XRR today. Obviously, he doesn't get to drive his favoured FZR, so yeah, clearly he is up to speed with the XRR quickly. That's impressive.
Yeah, you've made the point before, Pete. You have to be a versatile driver to succeed in RTFR competition. Whereas someone like me, I do prefer learning one car for probably 6 months and then moving on. So,
yeah.
Good on Unite.
Zdravko, Lagutskas up 6 places at the start of this race.
Yeah, I was just looking at him. He passed Rando on a straight before the fast turns. I'm not happy about it. Rando is my teammate after all. Yeah, but it looks like he has a lot more pace than cars ahead of him.
Lorenzo smashes the wall and retires. That was side by side contact there.
Lagukas got the draft of Rick 98 alongside. I think he will get it cleanly.
Yeah, looks like he's well along. Yeah, he's got it. That's easy. Sabot ahead is having a go at Yaroslav Donalik. Didn't quite make it stick. Sabot had a bit of trouble yesterday trying to get past Jeffin Jacobs, so hopefully he can make swifter work today of the cars ahead of him as we go through the tyres at the final corner for the first time in this race. And so far so good.
And Rando attacks Rick 98 on the straight. You see it on the stream now. One point of information that I noticed: Rando is only crazy guy with R2s that I found.
Okay, Lagutskas managed to. Well, he was ahead of Rando. Sorry, Sabot. Oh, Lagutskas on the grass, and Yaroslav's gone as well.
Double.
Yeah, Lagutskas just pushed a little bit too hard on there, and yeah, that's game over for Yarda. He's gonna be wiggling his wheel to try and get that out of there. But yeah, Lagutskas is back actually to worse than where he was at the beginning. That's P18 now.
And he lost even more places. Yep.
P19. There we go.
Yep.
Average Joe is Lavrikov, we're hearing. Thank you to our minions in the background. So from the the post-qualifying conversation, Average Joe is in fact Lavrikov, who will try to make it 2 from 2 at AS5 in RTFR XL.
Reverse seat. Had a bit of trouble at the first hairpin. Allowed Fat Ass to overtake.
I'm following Lagukas. He's now on a tech on Iron Donny.
Anafa spins.
And retires.
Yeah.
So your teammate, one of your teammates, Zdravko's out already.
I think we will apply for a kick from team.
Okay. Oh dear. So yeah, cameras are on Rando, so no pressure, Rando. If you bin the car, Zdravko's going to kick you out, so don't do it.
Rando is. I think that he's the only one with R2s. I noticed it before. I don't know how much you guys know him, but in my opinion, he is the guy that is smoothest of all LFS races that I know. He's the guy that can take care of the tires the most. So if anyone can do it on Artus, it's him.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, one to watch out for. Rando from Cragmasters. We're watching the rear view camera of Unite and Lima. He doesn't look happy that Unite managed to get past him. He's going to want to get that place back. The two Energy Virtual Racing cars inside the top 5, hungry to make positions. Pasty battle down the back of the field here between Teemu Soini and one of the cars that managed to squeak in thanks to Dario not starting the race. Teemu decides to...
Lima has the draft on Unite. That will surely be a try to pass into turn 1. He goes to the inside. And he takes it.
Yeah, that was a clinical overtake.
Yeah, nice is well placed for a return into the hairpins. If he's smart into the hairpins, but looks like he's too impatient.
Bottas got past Red. Wants to race, and we're watching Simjin tests. It's all changed. It's a track where slipstreaming is so powerful that positions can switch back and forth. So yeah, it's difficult to follow sometimes for sure.
Yeah, Sector 1 is pretty much full throttle for, I'd say, 90%. Just a huge amount of straight to get through.
Yeah, almost 3 wide going into the second hairpin here, and Lagutskas has got a great exit. Look at that, 3 wide. You've got Simjintas there in the new Pixel livery there. Saw that a couple of times, and yeah, Lagutskas has made up 2 places there with a great exit, but he's going to get mugged down the straight. That Born to Race car of Classic is going to try and go on the offensive around the outside.
Keep it. Yep.
Yeah.
Race Green's Adoris in the background there. He had a very handy run, but just not enough to catch Simjintas. He's now on the inside of Classic. Oh, that's contact, and Classic's not going to be impressed with that. I'd say there was room to make a pass there. Simjintas just felt the racing line was so important for that corner.
Yeah, that's Talha behind someone else who was driving an FZR yesterday. He's now in the XRR as well. Getting stuck in. The gap at the front, guys, opened up to nearly 2.5 seconds between Yoni Katila and AS5 specialist Jordan Labrikov.
Yeah, Yoni had a 1 second faster lap the lap before, and everybody at the front kinda spaced out. The first guy that is battling is our friend Lagukas. He's now passing Yari Katila.
Yeah, he's made that move on the back straight. I mean, there's so many straights around this track, it's hard to know which one is the back straight. I don't know if you call it. Yari thinks about a return there, doesn't go for it. Rick Cardle, he's down a lot of places from the start of this race. I think he's down 6 places, is he not?
Yeah, I think he's struggling a bit, and Lagukas will probably have him in his sights before the end of this next lap. He's a bit too far for the turn 1, but if he gets a much better turn 1 than Cardle, he might get a slipstream into the hairpins.
Three wide as we go across the line. Bottas, Red, and who else is that? Who's that in there? It's Atian. Atian not driving a livery that we're used to. He is driving a livery we're used to. Sorry. We're watching Bottas, who's driving a yellow car. 3 wide again into turn number 1. You mentioned before the start of the race that you shouldn't be going 4 wide into turn 1. These guys are listening to you and only going 3 wide, Zdravko.
Yeah, they looked to be smart enough.
That was great.
No touches at all. Nobody went wide. That's really nice, clean racing.
Atian has the inside line here. Red also wants it. Oh, that's another 3 wide. Zdravko. Now, is that in your rule book? Would you have done that?
These guys are just flying formation at the moment.
I gotta admit, I was looking at Lagukas taking Cardo. I didn't expect these 3 guys to follow it through, and looking at the draft now, they will be again 3 wide into the next turn.
Yeah, we don't care about the Lagutskas. Let's watch this. This is more fun. 3 wide again.
Red is going to go in the middle.
Oh, what's going on? This is not a good idea. Bottas has stuck his nose in there and he has to back out. But there's contact.
Oh, good dodge by Twin Cam. Just arrived to react to the situation. Red Bot has a move done as well.
Yeah,
and
so,
Ayub could even profit as well.
Yeah, he will. Bottas going backwards at this point. Yeah, you just don't want to be trying to squeeze your competitors through that little kink on the back straight here. Yeah, it's going to slow you down. It's going to slow them down, and Bottas has paid the price there. He's outside the top 20. Atian's got a bit of a break. He needs to keep his focus and try and pull away. He's got a huge gap ahead of him, actually. Nearly 6 seconds.
But what's interesting is that Atian has red front left tire, so he probably pushed it a lot in those turns to get to the front of this pack. So we will see if he has the speed now when he has to use the grip that he doesn't have.
Redbot now fancying a go at Bottas. Redbot there for race green.
Meanwhile, for positions 16 and 15, we have Classic fighting with Simjitas and Zori. I messed that up really. Zidoris. I think that Classic will have, he has a slipstream on Simjitas.
Yeah, side by side under the Michelin bridge. And will Simjitas try a reverse send? No, Classic.
Yeah,
goes,
he will.
Well, he goes for the defensive move. It's going to force him wide on the mid corner, and it's going to be side by side through the exit.
No, I think Simjit will. He does the smart thing. He lifts a bit. He will take the draft now for the hairpins. Oh, but he touched him a bit.
Out of the race goes MRC's Mega. That reduces our field to about 37, I think.
36 at the moment, I think.
36, beg your pardon.
Door banging. Oh, we got a car off. That's who was that?
Classic spun it.
Classic, yeah.
Yep, Classic spun it. I think Mega didn't have a Mega race.
Ha ha ha.
Tausis the Gutskas is having a mega race. He's set the fastest lap and he's trying to make his way through the field. It's a long race. He's still got time. Remember that the drivers have to make a 10-second mandatory pit stop during this race, or rather they have to stop in the box for 10 seconds. They can do it over as many pit stops as they want. There are penalties if you don't do it. And we already have some people who've already done pit stops. Magic, Math55, Rony, Pit Lane Racer, and Mega, who's retired, had already made their pit stops. So yeah, some drivers opting to do that early. The front runners probably gonna wait quite a lot longer before they make their pit stop. But yes, just reminding you that drivers have to make a pit stop. They must make a pit stop.
Lagukas was very smart here. Lagukas was very smart here in passing Arska. Arska did the one thing that Eoin pointed out before the race. He put his tires onto the grass, onto the dirt at the turn 7 and 8, and he didn't have the grip for 9.
That was 2 places gained for the Gutskas, whereas Rando goes -2. We're now looking at Fat Ass with Bottas behind, but I think he's dealt with him.
Red's going to get Bottas on the straight here as well. Bottas is dropping like a fly at the moment. This is side-by-side action up the hill. Atian made swift work of Bottas earlier, and yeah, Red's done it. Is Bottas going to go for a return send? Nope.
Arska hits the tires and Rando gets a run on him. But I think even if Rando overtakes him, it will be short-lived because
Battle for P2, guys. Battle for P2. Lavrikov's done something. Oh, I don't know.
I think Lavrikov's down. Lavrikov is down. I think Lima's ahead.
Yeah, for sure, but I don't know if this was an error or whether Lima's just been catching him on pace. Yoni Catilla set the fastest lap as well. So yeah, I think it was just they were close, and Lima's just been in the slipstream and got the move. So there's a battle for P2 as Lavrikov goes for... Yeah, he wants to keep this place. He's not happy to just sit behind. He's going to try and keep this position. While they do this, they will be dropping into the clutches of Unite, remember?
Yeah, that's certainly true. Speaking of tyres, Thilo made a point to us that the tyre changing, 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 the ty limit is 13 seconds. So if you want to preserve your tires, you can save yourself 3 seconds under that mandatory pit stop rule, or you can play it safe and take 13 seconds. So
Side by
we have a side by side, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say
That was
that
clean.
these guys are brave. These guys are brave.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this. We saw cars going too wide there in the GT2s, and it looked sketchy. These are GT1s. These are a lot faster, and that was clean as a whistle.
Yeah, what I'm worried about is that, I mean, you gotta know who you're racing with, and Lima is a racer from Brazil, so there's an element of pink involved.
Yeah, remembering back to the opening, was it the opening round? I can't remember, of GT2 Challenge. Yes, it was the opening round of GT2 Challenge where we had that problem into turn 1 on the oval at Kyoto with the Energy Virtual Racing teammates, in fact, coming together. And yeah, ping is certainly an element that you have to consider when you go wheel to wheel in sim racing. And Jordan Lavrikov and William Lima showing you how to do it if you're going to do it. I should mention that, of course, with the updates in LFS version 0.6v, the corner action, especially on multiplayer online racing, is a lot smoother than it was.
Yeah, let's take a look at Ayub and Fadas on the penultimate straight. Fadas had given away slipstream to Ayub, but he's defended very firmly. Ayub decides he's going to hold back for another little while. Battle for P2 again, guys. Oh, Fadas spins. He's gone 90 degrees sideways. Twin cam avoids him. But yeah, let's carry on with this battle for P2.
Yeah, now that Zdravko's mentioned ping, I'm kind of a bit tentative about commentating on this because obviously, if they touch, it's not going to be pretty, is it? So yeah, Zdravko, maybe you can talk us through what's going on here.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry about it. It looks like they're leaving enough space, but you never know with the pink. You never know how much will be enough. You can see that Lima's car is slightly twitching on the broadcast, so that's the ping effect. I think Lavrikov will have a draft again on this side because in GTR cars it's easy to get a good exit out of this low corner. Yeah, I got lost here. Sorry.
Huge.
It was a corner and turn, and it ended in a corner.
They've nearly gone side by side through the kink again. Lavrikov nearly keeps his nose in there, decides at the last minute to take it out again, and he's lost a load of time. Unite's definitely catching these two now.
Yeah, I think this is done now, I think, because Lima was faster, like 4 tenths per second faster than Lavrikov before. And once he gets ahead into the fast turns, I don't think Lavrikov will be able to follow through the whole section.
Yeah, Yoni Katila has checked out at the front. The world-class Lions driver has absolutely checked out. Fair play to Unite. I think this is a really solid effort. He's been driving the FZR for 2 days around 2 very different tracks, and he's switched to the XRR, and he's currently P4. So he's definitely showing his talent today, and he really wants to catch up to the back of Lavrikov, and he's doing so. It's almost a second the gap. So yeah, I reckon Unite's on for a podium here if he can keep his cool. And try and just keep it consistent, save his tyres. And we know that Unite is always on the limit of his pit stops here in RTFR. It's caught him out once before, caught him out at Kyoto a couple of rounds ago. And yeah, he needs to make sure that his pit stop is as close to 10 seconds, well, above 10 seconds, to avoid any post-race penalties. Currently P4 for the Genuine Racing driver as he navigates the final chicane. And
he
Good
pits.
timing.
what? I'm happy with that one as he goes into the pit
Oh
lane.
no!
Oh,
Sped.
drive-through penalty.
So yeah, commentator's curse again. Genuine Racing Unite has messed up his pit stop. He's got himself a drive-through.
We got a Laguskas into a in draft with Sabot. Oh, this will be easy pickings. I mean, this would be amazing to see. I see that Unite changed his tires. This would be amazing to see what everybody else does, because if Veloso, who was only half a second behind Unite, doesn't change his tires and manages to get a better speed, in the closing stages of the race, he will be able to overtake him.
Yeah,
that's
it's
certainly true.
all changed down the back here. I mean, the last time that these two were battling in this race, Lugutskas dropped the car at turn 1. He's now only just managed to get back past Sabot, and it's actually still side by side. The Brazilian driver there for Road Appraiser holding it around the outside. Good effort. That's really nice to see, actually. Lugutskas will get him back, though, surely.
Yeah, Lugutskas went for a wide turn to catch a bit of draft, and I think he will just sail by now.
Yeah, Sabot on the brakes.
Lifted.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy, experienced guy.
Lugutskas setting the fastest laps, trading them with Eoin at the moment, as Lugutskas makes the use of the draft of other cars to fly around this 8.8 kilometer circuit. The longest standard configuration in Live for Speed. Mandula was a driver who started outside the top 10, well outside the top 10 in fact. He is on the back of Veloso, so really, really great consistent driving again from Mandula so far, and the Brazilian of Victor Veloso going very wide there through that corner.
But to be fair, Mandula is also showing big turn of pace. He's slower only than Catilla, Lugutskas and Lima. He's basically a fourth car on the track in speed.
Has a think about a move, decides to stick in behind Victor. Rick Cardle, not having a good day, is he? He's just been passed by Rando. He's going to try and make a return. They go side by side through the last hairpin. Rick does get it back, but you have to say his days look numbered.
Yeah, I think that Rando has to save his tires. He can't push that much, you know. He can't fight as much as he would want.
Mandula and Victor Veloso going at it. Mandula has pulled out the slipstream.
Rick 98 going very slow. I think he hit the tires in the chicane. And Ricardo is coming very fast up to him. I'm not sure if he will catch him before turn 1, but out of turn 1 it might be game on.
Yeah, it looks like Mandula and Veloso are going to be switching places for the next few corners. They're into that kind of lockstead where you just end up going to the inside, drafting, switching to the outside, etc. through these hairpins. But yeah, Mandula's actually got the job done there. I'm actually surprised. I thought Victor would be closer and up for a return attempt. He'll have to get a good exit here. Yeah. And yeah, he's just not got a good enough exit out of the chicane, and Mandula's got that place. He's up to P4.
If Mandula had a radio, he'd just say, see you later.
So Rick Cardle not quite able to overtake Rick 98 on the straight, but Rick pretty close.
Yeah, he lost a bit of touch. He was a lot closer out of turn 1, but just out of draft range. And Rick 98 is a bit faster at this moment. I think he just lost the time when he hit the tires in the chicane.
It looks like Dhoni's had a problem at the chicane. He's dropping like a fly down the order. That is Twin Cam getting past. I don't even need to look at his name. I know it's Twin Cam because his wheels are always green. Twin Cam flies past, and Dhoni down to P21.
Yeah, I was just going to make an observation about the B2R guys. They're almost in perfect sequence, and Dhoni's error or slowing down has broken it, as Red hasn't caught up to him yet. So you're now a bit of patterns.
As we watch the battle for P number 6, we're on board with Master Race Cars Gemini, looking back at Lugutskas. I want to bring you up to speed with something we didn't cover at the top of the show. The driver's standings. Rick Cardle leading the way, ahead of Eoin and Unite. That's how it stands currently at the front of the field. Abe there in P4. Mandula P5. He should be looking at improving, actually, after this race, if he can keep it going. Gabor, a no-show, as well as Botsi. So Twin Cam and Michael and Spikey and people, and also Gemini, who we're on board with right now, looking to make gains. Those are the top 12 in the Drivers' Championship. There you can see the rest of the provisional results as Gemini smashes through the tyres and runs onto the grass.
And Lugutskas will go through. Lugutskas will go through. Definitely. So Lugutskas up to P6.
Yeah, he's
P7, sorry. Oh, P6.
been up into the top 10, out again down to P18, and then back up to P6. He's a bit of a yo-yo today, but clearly has the pace to disrupt the top of the field.
You know what that means. You know what that means. He will now bin it.
Now bin it, yes, exactly. Well, he's got through turn 1, which is where he binned it last time. As Sabot does exactly what Lagutskas did the last time Lagutskas tried to get past Sabot. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. Bit of a return serve there. That promotes Rick98, also Rick Cardle, and Rando, the 3 Rs.
Yeah, I'm still amazed that Rando didn't crash out already, because his tires are still red, so that's 10 laps with hot red tires. It looks like he's running more camber than the guys running R-Freeze.
Did Unite serve his drive-through yet, I wonder? Because
He has not.
he is down in P17. I wonder if he's going to just put
He
a few more
didn't.
laps on those tyres. Before
He's
he
going
does
to keep
it.
going. Oh, mistake. Simjintas has lost place to Zadoris out of turn 5A.
Zadoris has
Yari
got flat
Katela
damage.
looked to be the one. Yeah, Yari Katela looked to be the one in trouble. But it's actually Simjintas.
I mean, what's interesting to see is that Unite isn't really much faster than the guys around him. So he's only 1/10 faster in Sector 1 than Simjites. And that's frankly not good enough.
Strong words from Zdravko Topolnjak on Nika Pontola. Yeah, I mean, he's gone for a risky tyre strategy, but it's going to be undone. Whatever he does, it's going to be undone by the sheer length of that drive-through that he's got to serve. So yeah, not a good afternoon. His run of luck in the GTR's coming to a bit of an end here.
Yeah, Yanni Katela put in the fastest lap earlier on, guys. It was at 2:39. Yeah, Yari's now being chased by Zadoris. I think the turn 12 just gave Katila a little bit of room to run away, but now the slipstream will kick in.
Well, Simjites is even closer to Zadoris than Zadoris is to Katila, so that's kinda freeway battle now.
Yeah, Simjintas with a double toe. He's going to be enjoying that down into turn 1 as Katila gets a bit of a drift on out of the hairpin. This is going to bunch up into the chicane. Simjintas likewise with a bit of a drift. And Zadoris is going to fancy it. Oh, he's going into it for it before the chicane. That's weird. He's forced Gary onto the grass.
No! Oh dear.
Oh, that's bad.
3 drivers are now paying the price.
Yeah, and there goes Nico. Oh no, he's going for his drive-through and he's having a race into the pit lane. So that was a bit of a, that's a bit crazy.
Simjit and pits.
Yeah, he has to pit for tires.
So Unite overtook Talha on the pit entry road. Talha is stopping. Unite is carrying on. That's his drive-through completed, but that was crazy into the final chicane.
I mean, overall this chaos, Unite only lost 1 place with his drive-through.
Because 4 cars, like
Yep.
yeah. Wow.
Well, this decision was made for him, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, he may as well just get it over with when there was going to be compromising down the straight.
Everything seems to be fairly settled out front. William Lima showing his worth. He is in P2 ahead of Jordan Lavrikov.
We have Rick on Rick battle.
Yeah, side by side.
Yeah, Rick overtaking on the outside and Rick defending on the inside.
Rick with a K versus Rick with a C.
Yeah, that's a nice pace. Nice pace from Rick, 98.
Isn't Rick Cardle's username in Live for Speed Rick97?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Okay.
So we can surmise that 98 is better than 97.
Yeah, a year younger.
Yes.
Rick's just too old.
Are those yours actually? I feel old now.
I feel like they are. Yeah, I feel old too. Anyway, Rando is looking up the back of Rick Cardle.
I'm still amazed that Rando is lingering around them. Because
Yeah,
his
what temperature
tires...
are his tires? What sort of?
Oh, they're red, so R2s that has to be like 110 degrees.
Yeah, thinking back to the weekend, Adam Brown said that you don't want your R2s to be going over 100. So yeah, he's firmly in the territory of nope. as Rando gets on the anchors.
Yeah, I think he's just so used to hot tires that it doesn't make a difference to him.
Veloso has oh, who's that in the pits? Mandula's in the pits.
Arska pits from P8.
Yari Catilla with some rear with some slip angle there. That looked good.
Red Bot and Botagas side by side. Yeah, that's Red Bot through.
Eoin loses it on the chicane.
Yeah, his teammate
Not-
flies
not
past, and
cool.
there goes Nico Pantola, gaining another place. He's going to have to be careful with this rejoin. Careful with the rejoin.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Oh, and he's blocked. Who's that? Who's that? It's
Botagas.
Bottas.
Oh, drama at the final corner seems. To
I
be
mean,
the-
it looked like he did it okay, and then Bottas decided to pit.
Yeah, weirdly, Ayub's picked up damage on his rear right, which is not the corner of the car you'd expect to pick up damage through the final chicane. But anyway,
He
there we
hit
go.
the wall.
Oh, he hit the wall.
Hit the
okay.
wall, yeah.
Oof.
So Rando didn't change his tires, and
Okay.
so he's betting that he can make R2's last to the end, while Unite changed his R3s. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
This is a
I mean-
long race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. He's my teammate, but I'm still gonna say it objectively. He's the best guy on tires in the whole race that I know. And I think I raced probably everybody.
I feel a
But
little bit
still.
evil to say this, but I really, really hope they pop.
Oh.
I mean,
just so that I can say.
I didn't finish it. You didn't let me finish. I wanted to say, but still, I think it's
Okay, right, yeah.
a long stretch.
It's
I
a
think it's a long
absolutely,
stretch.
absolutely a stretch. Sorry, I should have let you finish your point. They're gonna go bang. There's no way. If he manages to get it to the end, then that's more impressive than Pedro Bacanco doing the first round of the Euro GT Cup with one set of tires. Yeah.
I'm just checking the thread, and well, his R2s aren't used more than R3s from the other guys.
Talha has to give up the place to Fadas at turn 7. It was a great run out of the turn 6 chicane for Fadas, and he's on his way. But Talha could counter if he gets a good run here. No, that's Fadas away now.
So difficult to counter through these sweeps.
Yes, very much so.
Lagutskas has gone up into P4 while we were watching that. He's done Veloso on the straight, so Lagutskas' pace is unbelievable. He's been up and down this grid, and he's only, he's knocking on the door of the podium already.
Where was that in quali?
Where was what in quali?
His pace.
That pace.
Oh right, sandbagging. Unless he just
Yeah.
turned up too late, and just couldn't get it together in qualifying.
Sometimes the most
I mean-
obvious explanation is the correct one.
His last lap was 1 second faster than Lavrikov in 3rd place.
I think one of the Ricks is in the pit lane. Oh no, I think one of the Ricks. Yeah, one of the Ricks.
Yeah,
has been-
98, Rick 98.
Rick 98 has been in the pits. Rick 97 is still out there in P7. Lagutskas making use of the back marker's slipstream. If he
So-
wasn't fast enough already.
The first driver that pitted and is on the highest position now is Mandula in 9th. And his pace is similar to the guys in front of him.
Yeah, well, we need to keep an eye on that gap between Lagutskas and the top 3 for sure.
Yeah, in first sector, Laguskas already took 3/10 out of Lavrikov. He got the draft in the second sector, right? So that
He
will
did,
only
yeah.
come now.
One of the other guys who pitted early, Unite, is trying to catch Twin Cam. We have Timu Soini on the attack, possibly to lap another car. I'm not sure who it was. Twin Cam is now losing out, similar to how Fadas gained the position, and he just decides I'm going to relent here.
It was a battle for position between
excuse me, it was, yeah.
Yarda and Yarda, who's been in the pits, I think. Has Soini been in the pits? Soini has been in the pits too, so these both have pitted. That was a battle for position, and Yarda keeps it.
So I'm following Lagukas a bit in his times. He already put 2 seconds on Velosa in one lap, and he took 8/10 of Lima in second sector alone.
Wow, he's a man on a mission. Yeah, not long to go before he's going to be on the rear of Lavrikov.
It's another fastest lap, I think, and even a PB. Yeah,
Wow.
so he took 1.1 seconds out of Lavrikov.
Unite on Classic. Easy pass. And Unite fancying a go on the road appraiser car of Rick 98 there. Rick 98 will have the run on the exit, and Unite will have to do that on the home straight, I think. It was a bit cheeky to put his nose in there. Just unsettled Rick's line a little bit, and now Rick onto the grass, and Unite surely will just sweep past on the straight and say thank you very much. As Classic loses a place to his teammate, Twinker.
You gotta say that's still amazing pace from Unite, because Rick was 7th before he pitted, so Unite is basically in net 7th place now.
We lost Sabot from the race just then, not sure what happened. I think he went into the pit lane and then retired the car, so yeah.
We got VCL fight in turn 1, Arska on Katila, on Yare.
Well, that's going to be close. The hairpin run.
He's gonna take the outside.
So a reminder to everyone watching that World Class Lines are sponsoring both RTFR and RTFR XL. €100 on offer for the drivers at the end of the season. The best drivers in the season, sponsored generously once again by the World Class Lines team.
Oh, this is turning to be a Yari train.
Yes.
I count 6 cars, if my basic math is right. And I fully expect Unite to get into this fight very fast.
I've been watching the times of the Gutskas as everyone else here. He is catching everybody ahead of him, including Yoni. But whether he's catching Yoni quick enough remains to be seen. Yoni's still lapping very, very fast, but the Gutskas is just on another plane at the moment, setting a PB on the last lap.
I mean, you always have to factor that Yoni doesn't really have to push 100%. So it's there to be seen how much pace Yoni has once Lagukas comes close, if he ever does.
I'd like to make a quick point about Rony. He had a bit of trouble between turns 4 and 5 on the last lap, and his teammate Magic overtook. And Donalik is even gaining on him too. We have another battle ahead, guys. Take it away.
Yeah, Unite just got a much better exit out of that fast turn 9, I think. And he got Arska on the draft. I think he will be looking now for a good exit out of chicane to get a double draft. And he got it. And Arska wasn't able to follow, so it's only Yari versus Unite now.
He's being patient.
That's some oval experience showing.
Yeah, he waited till the last moment that he thought it was possible to pull out of the slipstream and overtake without letting Yari draft back easily, and that's very well timed. I think Yari might just be in the slipstream, but whether he'll try and get the move back, I don't think he's close enough.
He's just out of it. He's missing 4 meters.
Yeah, perfect textbook overtake that from Unite.
Arska getting close.
That was close. They all got pretty close together there. Yari was going to run into the back of Unite there.
Classic, just behind these guys, he either pulled over to let Red bot through for position or made a mistake. His car was practically stationary. at the hairpin, so that was a strange one. Just missed it.
Yeah, may have looped it. Very easy to loop these cars at the hairpins if you get it wrong.
I'd like to add just my snippet of information on tire watch for Rando. Still red.
Well, got hanging in there is Donnelly. Okay, Yarda is on the inside of Rony, but then it's going to become the outside for the Parabolica, so he needs to brake right on time, and he's got it.
I'm a little bit
Rony
sad,
should
though.
consider a pit stop. His tires are getting cold. He's running the R3s, and I think he has to make a stop very soon.
I think that might be setup issue because Yarda is also running R3, and his tires are in great shape. So maybe Rony has too big pressure.
Lagutskas can see his prey. Jordan Lavrikov is only about a second ahead, 1.2 seconds across the last timing line. The gap between Vitalis Lagutskas and Jordan Lavrikov.
And Lagutskas took a second out of him on a last lap. He's continually lapping 1 second per lap faster than Lima and Lavrikov, so he's catching them both.
Gemini takes tires in that stop, so he's going to emerge behind Mandula.
Yeah, Mandula is the highest placed driver who's made a pit stop, and he sweeps past Gemini, who's just leaving the pit lane now. Unite as well. Who's that dropping down the order? That's Oscar.
Arska and Catilla are in a battle.
Yeah. Classic comes into the pit lane, whether he'll decide to change tyres as well. Lots of drivers are electing to pit at the halfway mark, guys. It's not, you don't tend to see that in this sort of race. You tend to see either at the beginning or the end, don't you?
Yep. So
That's
maybe they wanted to have only half of the fuel, as you're not really
he has a decision
penalized.
to make here. What's he going to do? Because Rick 98 is going to make his choice, and he's going for potential double on the outside line. He should use as much of the curb as he can here. Bang on with the braking. Arska,
Oh, yeah, he's taking
no.
his teammate out almost.
Oh. He's tried to play a bit of
Team kill.
Tokyo Drift, but unfortunately didn't work.
Yeah, Twimcam's going to fancy some of that action now.
Meanwhile, Lagutskas is only 0.3 seconds behind Lavrikov. So that might be game on after turn 1 of next lap.
Yeah, look at that. Look how much he gains on the brakes. That is ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw bits of his footage from Sunday, and his technique in the braking zone is mind-blowing. He's so good at it.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's driving with mouse and pedals, and
Oh,
Lavrikov
Lavrikov.
catches the tires. Yeah,
I'll
but
say your
Lagutskas goes
goodbyes
for
to
a
the podium.
pass. I think that Lavrikov
too
will
early.
try. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really too early. I don't know why these drivers make. That's a mistake, if I may.
Well, was it possible to do what Unite did earlier, guys, when he made his clinical judgment? Because I don't think Lagutskas had a choice. He had to make that move.
Yeah, to be fair, you're right. Lavrikov had a poor exit, and as you can see, Lagutskas has done it. He knows what he's doing. We're armchair commentators.
Well, I disagree with you. I just say that I don't think that Lagutskas did something right here. It's more that Lavrikov did something wrong.
Yes, that's true. Oh, he's nearly forced a mistake
Yeah,
out
it
of
spooked
Lagutskas.
him. It spooked him. I'm not surprised. That was yeah, that was close.
Lavrikov
There's a
with
spinner
good
ahead
exit.
of these guys. It's Lima. Lima's made a mistake.
Yeah, he's off. What's gone on there? He's lost a whole chunk of time.
He probably caught the grass on the exit of that slow turns.
Well, Lagutskas is in P2 for now.
What a half a lap for him, eh? And that should send a warning signal to Yanni Catilla.
Yeah, I mean, all through that battle, he's still not losing time, really, to Yoni. He will lose a little bit because of that kerfuffle at the hairpins, but yeah, I reckon it's game on. We've got only just over half the race to go, and Lagutskas now has clean air.
I calculated the striking distance for Lagukas to Katila. Does anybody want to hear it?
Please do.
It's 70 laps.
Oh.
I'm not sure we will see this. But yeah,
Right, I'm
it's...
just going to message Rony to increase the lap count to 99 laps. So we can have well, Eoin might make an error. You know, it's possible. He is human.
He already did have a 4/10 slower sector 2 on this lap, so that striking distance gone down by 2 laps. Only 68 to go.
Oh dear. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for calculating the striking distance. You've taken all the fun away from it.
That's RTFR, not RTCR. Ronnie's Tuesday calculator race.
But to be
But
fair,
also, just he was going to help his teammate a little bit. Now Lima pits. That's bizarre.
Lima
Oh, he's
retires.
retired. Oh,
Yeah, he's
no.
going out. He's out. So he didn't fancy that again. So that's 2 races in 2 days that he's just decided enough's enough. Just didn't fancy finishing. Topolnjak has seen a lot of action today. He's currently in a battle with Classic from Born to Race, and gets the job done on the entry to the sweeping corners. Or does he?
that's a bit squirrely.
Well, here's decision time for Bodegas. He's going to either throw it or...
Oh!
Oh! Watch out, yeah. Oh, he's held the grip on the opposite camber. But unfortunately, his gain has now been taken.
Well, I would just say props to Bodegas to realizing
Yeah.
that Classic will send one inside there
Yeah.
because, yeah, I would be on the honk.
Yeah, bold move.
Bit of lag for Mandula there.
Yeah, again lag. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's had a bit of connection trouble the last few days. It cost him dearly, didn't it? A couple of days ago.
That is absolutely spot on.
So Lagukas already put 2 seconds on Lavrikov. He isn't slowing down. But still only 1/10 faster than Eoin in second split. So there's not really much into it.
Bodegas on Classic again.
So he had to brake there, I think, to avoid not running into the back of Classic. Intense stuff. Has Nico served his drive-through yet?
Yes?
He did, of course, yeah.
Oh yes, of course he did. He was caught up in that scrap and then ended up having to... Well, who did he overtake? He overtook Talhar into the pit lane. Sorry, I remembered. Well, forgotten then remembered. Yeah, so he's up to P8. He could still have a decent, strong result here. He'll have to... he's currently really close behind Gemini. He's only about, well, 7 or 8 seconds in that gap. So that's possible, I reckon, if he can keep it together.
Yeah, and I think he will overtake Ricardo when Ricardo pits. So that's another place gained. If I'm looking at it, top 5 drivers still have to pit. So Katila, Lagukas, Lavrikov, Veloso, and Cardo have to pit. Then there's Yari that has to pit. Whole of B2R, we have Twincam and Aob to pit, and Redbot. That's it. Everybody else pitted at least once.
Let's take a moment to run down the order now that our leader is on his 19th lap and a half. Yanni Katila is our leader. Without Lagutskas is second, but we have Twincam in the pits, so that should bring him down a little bit. P3, it's Lavrikov with Veloso running fourth, and it's Ricardo having a quiet day, but has gained the top 5 place with Mandula just behind in 6th. Gemini has made a pit stop and is 7th with Unite 8th. Rick 98 has P9, and it's Yarkatilla completing the top 10.
So this last lap, United took 2 seconds out of Gemini. I'm not
Basic's been
sure.
off again, sorry, at the final corner. He's having more trouble. He's losing tons of positions. He's been off.
Yeah, he's lost 10 seconds on his fastest lap at 2 minute 51. So, Donnelly, thankfully, is nowhere to be found, so he just has to get his head down.
But Classic has damage on his rear left, so we will see how much problems he has in the turn 1. Looks to be okay, so it's just probably a bit less camber and a bit less grip, but nothing major.
10 laps to go here. Yoni Katila crosses the line to start lap 20, and he has a 14-second lead over Lagutskas. And judging by Zdravko's calculations earlier, it doesn't look like Lagutskas is going to have any chance of catching unless Yoni makes a mistake. The gap has just dipped under 14 seconds, but yeah, it's just not. The gap's just not coming down quick enough, is it?
Well, Yoni has actually been faster 1/10 this last lap than Lagutskas.
Oh, those margins are so fine in a lap this long. Timu Soini, a teammate, gets out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Lagutskas had 2 offs, so Yoni still has to beat it at least once. Then we can have a race.
Make it a bit more equal.
Your teammate's having a battle with Redbot.
Yeah, I see that his tires have finally become orange. It's only took him 19 laps to get temperatures a bit down. I think this will be Drive to Survive season 2.
Okay,
Yarkatilla gives up 10th place, guys.
Yeah, he's in the
Needs to
pits.
stop.
10-second mandatory pit stop underway for the World Class Lions driver there. His son is currently leading the race and is yet to pit. And I guess you might want to say that the pit stop is the only kind of unpredictable phase of this race, Zdravko, where Yoni may make a mistake and he may give some time to the Gutskas, but equally, the Gutskas might do the same thing.
Well, I don't know. It looks to me like you're forgetting about the last chicane and the tires.
Okay, I mean, okay.
Yoni has proven 2 days ago that he can crash there. If you remember, he crashed out in the chicane 2 days ago. But maybe he has learned his lesson.
Oh, Twin Cam got spooked by Yarkatilla. He wanted to take the racing line into the Parabolica, and Yari nearly pushed him onto the grass. So there is a red mist descending here. So hopefully it doesn't get any worse than that for our Born to Race driver in 17th.
Yari has cold tires now, so Twin Cam will have an advantage.
Yeah, but as I say, it was very, very close to potentially a race-ending incident heading into that gravel trap. So just needs to stay calm. And Lagutskas pits, guys.
He finds his marks in the first pit box.
He changes tires.
Oh, interesting. So he didn't think those tires could go to the end, and he's put fuel in as well. How long was that stop, gents?
Oh, he's sped.
And he gets a drive-through.
It's over.
Yeah, he's trying to use clutch to help him keep the limit. Unfortunately, it didn't work out this time. And
Yeah.
that means Lavrikov is second.
Yeah, almost double the pit stop time that's required for the Gutskas there. 18 seconds he was stopped. It's possible that he forgot to turn fuel off, because 5 seconds of fuel, that's a lot. Maybe not, I don't know. but seems like a lot for the remaining 8 laps.
Yeah, I think also it feels a lot.
Ayub has sped in the pit lane as well.
It's all coming undone for these guys. It's such a long race. You can lose everything in the pit lane, as I mentioned before, and it turns out that Lagutskas and Ayub have now fallen foul to the pit lane. Yoni Katilla, he just needs to cruise into the pit lane. He doesn't need to do anything special or anything risky. Just needs to cruise down to the limit, do his pit stop, go on his merry way, and the victory will undoubtedly be his. Yari Katilla battling with Twin Cam on the home straight.
Yeah, there was a mistake at turn 14, and pardon the interruption. Yagtilla slid upwards at turn 14, and Twin Cam took his moment. But now he has to defend. Is he going to avoid what Yagtilla did to him? Yes, he did leave a lot of room. And there is a little sliver of hope of a counter attack, but no. Excellent driving this time from Yagtilla. He's gained the place back, and he's going to avoid slipstreaming for the second and third turns.
I'm just looking at the pace that Lagukas has, and to be fair, if he continues to drive like he was driving before, not the part where he gets the penalties and spins, but the part where he gets fastest laps.
I was gonna say, okay.
He might even get third place at the end.
Even after a drive-through.
Even after 2 spins, drive-through, and botched pit stop with 20 seconds stop time. He might, maybe he gets Veloso. He was 8 seconds ahead of Veloso, and I think the drive-through is around 14, something like that. So he needs to get 6 more seconds on him. So that would mean like 1 second per lap faster lap times than Veloso is doing now.
Brave stuff by
Zdravko. Yeah, you just see it there. Twin Cam gets the move done on Yari. That was extremely close. And again, I apologize for the disruption.
So yeah, Lagutskas hasn't made his life easy if he wants a podium here in RTFR. Still hasn't been down the pit lane to serve that pesky drive-through, but yeah, he's got some time as Mandula swings past Rick Cardle because Rick's in the pits.
And he's
There's
Rando.
There's Rando attacking Garska for 10th place. Oh, not close enough. I think that both of them will not make it to the end with the tires. And what's funny, Arska has his R3s thinner than Rando has his R2s.
My goodness.
Yeah, you weren't wrong. You weren't kidding when you said Rando was doing a good job of, looking after his tyres. But he's still got to come into the pit lane and change them at some point. Though he's going to do that.
He was in pits already, so he didn't change it during his stop. And he has the run on Arska now. Yeah, he will definitely send one into the hairpins.
Around the outside into the first hairpin for Rando. Good move.
That's the R2 grip now. Now they're finally dark green.
Redbot emerged out of the pit lane. He was at the top of a queue for about 12th place, but now he's down to 17th, with Yargitilla gaining slipstream into the Parabolica.
Yeah, so just a word then. When Lagutskas comes in to serve his drive-through, he's going to drop behind Mandula, who started outside the top 10, has driven a pretty consistent race. He has pitted. He's the top car who was pitted. Well, he will be when Lagutskas decides to serve that penalty. So yeah, good job from Mandula so far.
Yeah, and Lagutskas would have to make like 4 seconds on Mandula, and on this lap they were running exactly the same time on split turn. So he's not really getting the job done. I think Mandula has better tires at this point of the race. Lagutskas pits.
Yeah, here he goes for the long drive. Don't get another penalty. Classic after having a pretty sensational race in terms of action and screen time, has decided to retire. Lagutskast dumps the clutch, spools the turbo, and powers away, but it's not enough. Mandula will emerge ahead and will take over P4 on the road. Lagutskast has a lot of work to do if he wants to get that podium back.
Well, that's closer than I thought it will be. Only 2.5 seconds. Okay, it's 3 now. So that's probably something that's doable in 6 laps. Lagutskast has to be half a second faster than Mandula.
I feel like Bottas needs some sponsors because his car has been on screen so much this race. He's having to go red bot up to the final hairpin, and he's made the move. Has he? No, not quite. Around the outside, yeah, he's done. He's got the move. It's going to be all over the back of Jari Kitila, and he'll try to get this move done on the home straight. But yeah, he needs to get some sponsors on that car, doesn't
Yeah, Coleman's mustard.
Okay, yes.
I think he has another skin. Maybe he just forgot to put it on. He was running in different skin in one of GT2 challenge races with XRR. I remember
slipstream too early on Jari.
I remember it was blue and had a cat on it.
Okay.
Ah, very nice.
Contact.
Contact.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncomfortable. Yari's going to keep the place, but it's going to be all action down into the first hairpin, and Redbot might even be involved. Bottas is going to have to do it again. He just pulled out the slipstream too early on the home straight. We've seen a number of drivers doing that, and this is going to hold them up through the 2 hairpins. But we don't mind, do we? Because we've got some action on screen.
Yeah, slide.
Catilla.
Oh,
no.
Jari. Looks like he pulled on the handbrake or something there. They just locked up and got it all wrong. Yeah, rear locking happening on that car.
Yeah, now I realized why that happened. Jari changed only his front tires on the pit stop.
Right.
So now his rears are cold and have much lower grip than fronts.
Remind me, does the XRR have live brake bias?
Yep.
Yeah, he needs to switch that a little bit, if he can.
Yeah, like 10%, right?
Yeah, but a lot. If you only change one set of tires, you've got to change your brake bias. Yeah, it's been a long time since I drove GTRs in Need for Speed. Anyway, Lagutskast, fastest lap, and only 2 seconds now behind Mandula as we cross the line onto lap 24 for the last lap motorsport driver. Yeah, I think this is getting into crunch time. When are Yoni Katila, Lavrikov, and Veloso coming into the pit lane? Only they know. As we see Iron Donny having a little bit of a battle with Born to Race's Ayub on the climb up to the final hairpin.
Let's not forget there's a drive-through penalty hanging over Ayub's head here. So Iron Donny may just want to shake him off and say, enough, I don't want you here. So he's not going to just let him overtake with a bit of a sort of a wave and a generous tip of the hat or whatever. So I think Ayub may just think I'm getting delayed here, my teammate's coming, so may just take my penalty now.
Overtake sounds so pleasant in your world, Owen.
Well, you saw in GT2 I let the likes of Santu Sari through without too much fuss. So.
Arska with a flat in turn 1.
No.
Oh no, at turn 1. That's awful. He's now got the best part of 10 kilometers to drive with a left front puncture.
And
Oh,
I feel bad for him, but I also feel bad for myself because I wanted to point out that Rando will not be the first one with a flat. And you guys were talking, so I was polite and quiet.
Oh, he's lost it. He's in the same place as Yari. This is going to be tragic. I wouldn't be surprised if he just aborts it. I mean, yeah, he's going to lose so much time. Oh dear. Not the place you want to get a puncture. Now we wait.
There we go, Yoni pits.
Rando will attack Rick very fast.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it, when you get to the sweet spot, the heat peak of the R2 tyres in Need for Speed, and they just come alive for the final part of this. Then Lavrikov in the pits also. This is going to promote Yari refueled. Sorry, Yoni refuels. So Yoni couldn't go to the end.
He also changed his tires.
Okay, so Veloso in the lead. Jordan Lavakov.
Meanwhile,
Go on.
Lagukas is 1 second behind Mandula, so he's closing up much faster than half a second per lap.
All right, well, it's bunched up. Veloso, I believe, is the only car yet to do a pit stop in the top bunch. As we have Twin Cam battling with Donny through the sweepers. And makes the move.
Rando was overtaken for position as well against Rick 98.
Yeah, that move happened so quickly. Rando was off camera for not that long, and he's already made the move. Those R2s are sweet at the moment, and he hasn't pitted. Zdravko, he's playing with fate at the moment.
Well, he already pitted once. I'm sure he will not pit to change tires. I guess he will probably just wait for a flat.
Okay, so yeah, trying to make the next 5 laps on those R2s. That would be impressive considering they've been overheated for the best part of an hour actually.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta admit, he's my teammate. I watch him a lot, I race him a lot, and I just don't understand how he does it. He races with very hot tires, he has good lap times, he never slides the tires, and he doesn't use them that much. When I try his sets and when I try to drive like he drives, I just kill them in 10 laps.
Arska, that was a huge bump. Like, you mightn't have seen it on the camera angle, but the dip in that part of the gravel trap must have hurt. If there was possible force feedback in your chair.
Yeah, if you had a butt kicker, that would have been sore for sure. But there we go. Arska navigates himself into the pit lane to repair that flat, and unfortunately, he's going to drop outside the top 20 in this race.
Laguskas is only 0.3 behind Mandula.
Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it? I mean, considering the drama that Laguskas has put himself through this race, he's in a fight for a top 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking chunks of time out of everybody. He even took 0.6 out of Veloso on this second sector alone.
Yeah, Veloso, the last car to pit, and yeah, he's some 6 seconds ahead of Yoni. But when he pits, it's going to be he's going to come out around. Well, he's going to come out between Yoni and Jordan. No. He'll come out behind Jordan. It'll be close between.
Sure, behind Jordan.
Yeah.
I think he will be like 4 seconds ahead of Lagukas, and he has the draft.
And now you see he's waiting.
Yeah, he lifted a bit. That's the smart move. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah. You don't want to pull out the slipstream too early. You don't want to give the guy behind any free passes around the rest of the lap, and the Gutsgas up into P4, and he's already broken the toe on Mandula.
Yeah, that's job
Textbook.
done.
Textbook.
Very nice move.
Did you guys see Rony's pit stop time? It's under 10 seconds, so he's basically...
he's already
he stopped once,
surely.
he stopped once, okay. Sorry, my mistake, but he has the drive-through, and that's going to cost him heavily.
Victor Veloso has taken over the lead of the race, but only temporarily because he still has to make a pit stop. Yoni Katila is net P1 on the road and is closing up to the back of the Brazilian. When do we expect Victor to come in? How are his tyres looking?
Well, cold. That's one word to say it. Another one would be blue.
Simplicity is sometimes the best approach.
And Yone is catching him fast. He's only 4 seconds behind him now.
It's surely a matter of time. Unfortunately, Eliseo Ramito has dropped out of the race.
I mean, considering that they have to stand still for 10 seconds, there is little incentive not to change tires for Veloso, because he will have like really cold tires after the pit stop if he doesn't change, and probably would lose all the time he would gain by not changing and just waiting for the 10 seconds.
Rony navigates the back marker, one of the world-class Lions cars there, one of his teammates in fact, and taps the tyres on the exit for good measure. And yeah, he's brought the gap down to Victor for 4 seconds, and that'll be even lower as we cross the start-finish line, I expect. Victor needs to get in the pit lane at some point to serve his mandatory pit stop in this race. And Eoin will want that lead back. Want as many lead laps on the board as possible. Yeah, another half a second taken out of the lead.
I'm just waiting for Laguska's time to see how much faster he was than Veloso. Because as I said before, like 10 laps before, podium is not out of question. Oh my god, what a lap. He just went 2.5 seconds faster than Veloso.
Oh, wow.
That's near qualifying pace.
Yeah, Laguskas went 38-48 with tires that are not thin at all.
Mandula has come into the pit lane again. That is surely an unscheduled stop. Yeah, he didn't think his tyres were going to go to the end. That's a shame.
And that's funny because Rando with R2 overtook him.
Just has gone past. Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness. Rando's surely playing with fire right now. Surely?
I don't know.
Twin Cam and Downey again.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't show him on the camera at all.
Yeah, don't look.
We won't look. We'll, yeah, see no evil. We're hearing that Rick98 may be in trouble. He's behind. He's behind Mandula, who's just pitted for tyres.
Oh, a spinner at the chicane. Downey's made a mistake at the chicane.
Yeah, he's got big damage now, front left.
So out of whole field, I think Rick98 is the worst on the tires. And then it's Rando. Yeah, sadly. But only 2 laps to go, I think he will just try to stretch it out.
2.5, and that's 20 kilometers on tyres that have done, you know, 29. Well, they will have done 29 laps. I think it's tight. If he manages to get to the end on R2s, I will. Well, I don't know what. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just not going to say anything.
You will be one of the witnesses to Kamika's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick98 is probably in trouble, we think, on tyres. Tony's got a puncture, and he's out. He's gone. 2 laps to go, and we have a retirement. That's never fun, is it? You do a good job throughout the race, solid pace, and then puncture and get stuck in the gravel. It's not what you want.
Yeah, I was just browsing through the cars to check who has the thin tires, and I stopped at one car with very thin. Then I see it's Rando. I just go again.
Yeah.
quickly move on. Eoin Catilla looks like he wants to get this move done on the road. He doesn't want Victor to just jump out of the way. He's going to have to do this move on the road. 1 second the gap between him and Veloso. In fact, it's a lot less now than a second.
Lagukas again took 2.5 seconds out of Veloso, where Gemini pits. That's interesting. Second pit.
Yeah, splash and dash.
I wonder what's going to happen. Mandula is miles back, actually. Mandula is...
But Ricardo overtakes him.
So Rick gets past. Eoin now gets past Veloso, or is about to. But what I'm confused about is what has happened there. Did Mandula have a puncture?
No.
No. So how has he lost so much time to Gemini?
He probably wasn't... I don't know. Well... Yeah, but Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm lost because he has no damage.
I don't understand that. That's bizarre.
He probably wasn't... I think Gemini only fueled, and Mandula probably changed tires.
Okay, yeah. Well,
that would make
sense.
Sense.
Changed tires. Gemini must have only just gone for fuel then. That's weird.
Yeah, Gemini didn't change tires. Gemini didn't change tires.
So yeah, Gemini has unfortunately underfueled this car, and yeah, it's a bit of an error.
Hey, didn't we say not to show Rando on the
I'm going to show Rando on the screen just to increase Zdravko's blood pressure for a little bit.
1.5 laps. Well, the good news is that the tires aren't red anymore.
Right, but what color are they?
They're
'Cause you
now
don't wanna-
they're green. They're green now, kinda going to blue at the end of straights. But Rando has kinda lowered his pace a lot. He went 1 second slower last lap than his usual pace. Veloso didn't pit.
That's enough of showing Rando on the screen. Find me something else to look at.
I'm a bit confused. Veloso didn't pit, and it's a last lap.
Oh,
Is he doing a Schumacher? He just pits on the last lap.
no, you can't.
Well,
You get disqualified.
Can't.
Yeah.
So Veloso will be disqualified then. Maybe he doesn't know the rules. That's a bit
Oh,
of a
that's
bit of
a
an
shame.
error. Yeah, that's an error. I mean, come on. So yeah, Victor Veloso will unfortunately receive a disqualification, having led. Well, he's led the race on the road for a bit, but yeah, he was due to finish maybe on the podium. So yeah, he's unfortunately thrown away a podium this race. Sorry, he won't be disqualified. I am very sorry. Of course, in Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, you receive a time penalty instead. It's much of a muchness. He won't be getting a podium today. He didn't pit, so yeah.
Well, the driver that I'm looking at now is Eoin. Will he serve his drive-through or not?
Yeah, I wouldn't tempt fate with that
He
one.
has to do it on this lap.
Yeah, it has to. Zdravko, you're right. Yeah, it was such a promising race for Energy Virtual, and it's all gone. Practically.
And in another news, Rando just makes his fastest lap of a race.
Well, he's on the
these
final
tires.
lap.
On
He's on the
these
final lap.
tires. Yeah, he will go for a PB now because even if they blow, he won't lose so much time. He always does that.
Amazing. That is amazing, honestly. Yoni Katila, after it's going to be a lights to flag victory, isn't it? Really, he had a bit of a battle with some other guys on the first lap, and then just checked out. Lagutskas made his own life very difficult this race, and it doesn't look like he's going to get a podium on the road, but he will get a podium on the final results, because the man on the screen right now, Victor Veloso, has not pitted and will therefore pick up a 60-second penalty in this race. So that will drop him way down the order to somewhere at this
Well, 60 seconds would put him ahead of Rick 98.
Yeah, so 10th on the road.
What has happened to Lavrikov? I think Lavrikov has no fuel. Yeah.
Oh, yep, he's out of fuel.
Oh.
So as well as Gemini, yeah. Gemini made the same error.
That's P2 for Lagukas if he makes it. Yeah,
Unreal,
and he's catching up close.
Yannick Kitzela crosses the line.
He's
He
going
wins.
through. Lagukas will take second place. Well, I mean, oh my god, Lagukas goes wide. What is this? He's letting Lavrikov ahead. That's a nice show of sportsmanship.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't have to do it, does he? But
No.
yeah. And maybe he's going to push him to the line.
Yeah, he will. He will.
That's very nice.
It will be funny if Unite catches them.
Well, if Unite catches
He's a bit too far. He's a bit too far.
Okay, so this is good sportsmanship. Lagutskas is pushing Lavrikov to a podium. It's good. You like to see it, don't you?
Round of applause.
Like to see it. Veloso, unfortunately, will be on the podium, but he's not gonna keep it. He has a penalty. So after all that, Vitautas Lagutskas finishes on the podium.
Hey, do you wanna hear something? Do you wanna know who didn't get a puncture?
Oh no, you're kidding.
No, he didn't. Rando is passing the, and he even typed Rando typed free track. He wants to do another lap.
Yeah.
That's just showing off. Look at that. Best lap of a 2-minute 39.7 from Rando. He's managed to do the entire race on a set of R2 tyres. I cannot believe it. Rick 98 also finishing on the same tyres, but R3s for Rick 98.
Yeah, Rick 98 tire type compound is currently ice blocks.
Well, I feel like it's okay to watch Rando do his final do or die lap. He's going for a PB on those tyres. After the race is finished, why not? Is he gonna puncture it? I wonder. Well, we'll find out. But anyway, Yoni Katila, congratulations. He has won. He is currently sat on the victory lane podium.
Rando got on the grass, so I don't think it will be better lap.
And we have a streaker on the podium. That is Nico Patola.
Well,
Maybe Nico is trying to find some trash bins.
Yeah, I mean, he had to
Well,
crash into something after the end of the race, didn't he? So, yeah, the track furniture in this case was Yoni, and there he goes, reversed into Lagutskas as well. So, I think it's, yeah, I think we're still waiting for a couple of cars to cross the line. It's such a long lap. There we are. There are the final finishes. Let's get the results up for you on screen.
I mean, to be fair, you gotta say United did a great job to get back to what will be P4.
yeah, 100%. It was a great drive after the disappointment of a drive trip. Yeah, so let's run down our finishers for today. It's Yanni Katila victorious with a 1 hour 17 and 38 second run. Victor Velosa will be deducted. So it's Lavrikov and Laguskas poised to be on our podium. Unite is going to be classified fourth, but then we'll carry on with Ricardo, Gemini, Rando, Mandula, Rick 98, and Twin Cam. They will be the top 10. Simjintas, Botagas, Ayub, Redbot, Red, Yargitilla, Talha. They are the remaining drivers on the lead lap. Donalik and Soini complete the top 20 with Magic, Arska, and Rony. They are 21st, 23rd. And LG Mies was 3 laps down, but he made it to the finish. Well done to him. 23 finishers in all. Ramito, Classic, Lima, Fadas, Sabot, Zadorus, Ferexter, yeah. Michael Malik, Atian, Matt55, Mega, Onifus, Pitlane Racer, Alex Cupavelli, Lorenzo, and Giacomo Reversi all failed to finish.
Thank you for that, Owen. That brings to a conclusion round number 3 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race XL for 2021. It was fun, wasn't it?
Very fun, very fun. I didn't expect it to be so much fun.
Well, that brings to a conclusion 3 days of fantastic GTR action in Live for Speed on simbroadcasts.tv. We hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to Yoni Katila for an outstanding performance there, and great sportsmanship at the end by Lagutskas pushing Jordan Lavrikov across the line after he ran out of fuel. It's a fun race at the end of the day, so that is all well and good and all good to see. So yeah, great for that. Coming up tomorrow on Sim Broadcasts, we have the Scottish Motor Racing Club's Esports Racing Spring Cup Round 2 from the Charlotte Roval. Here's the trailer. So yes, the SMRC Esports Racing Spring Cup tomorrow from the Charlotte Roval. We hope you can join us for that on the Sim Broadcasts Twitch channel or on the SMRC Facebook and YouTube channel. iRacing action here on Sim Broadcast. It's awesome. We're great. We're very grateful to be doing this series for the SMRC. And yeah, if anything, if the last round at Road Atlanta is anything to go by, tomorrow's action should be amazing at the Roval. Big curbs and a fun little car, the MX-5, to watch. So we hope you can join us for that. Today has been RTFR's third round of the 2021 season in the XL format. And next week, returning to the RTFR format, it is the FXO at Fernbay Black Reversed. We hope you can join us for that next Tuesday. I've been Peter Butcher. You've been watching simbroadcast.tv. I've been joined by Eoin, Harmon and Zdravko Topolnjak in the commentary box. It's been great, lads. Hope you have a great evening. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.
Night.
Good night.